joined by our newest evictee, Nadia! I thought Patsy Kensit was happy to be out, but you have just... You've taken the biscuit. Like,
oh my God!
You are just over the moon, aren't you?
Did you see the housemates were going yes for me, and I was going, what? Am I out? Am I out? I couldn't believe it's happened.
We have seen you talk quite a lot about wanting to leave. Obviously, you and Patsy wanted to leave, but you know, and lots of people say they want to leave, but whether they genuinely do or not, like Perez, we're quite unsure.
No, he wants to leave.
He
really wants to leave.
But it did seem quite genuine with you.
Well, yes, and then finally Michelle gave me a bit of advice today. I was asking everybody, because we have to do these little films for online. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? I keep saying, let me get out, I want to get out. Why are they wasting their money on the phone calls? And Michelle said, you've got to say that Perez will be worse if you leave. So I did. And then I said, I'm going to wear something my agent will hate me to have photos, because then that will get me out, you know. It's just all these luck things I was doing to get out. I've got odd socks, I've got my pants the wrong way round. I've done everything I can.
Well, I'm glad you've got some on. It's chilly tonight. You went into Cheers, but you've come out to Booze.
Yes.
Does that bother you? No,
because I know I'm a very likeable, lovable person. I always have been my whole life. My problem was in the house was that I befriended someone that I hope you've seen his other side. Hilariously funny, hugely entertaining, deeply kind if you're one of his people that he likes. Yeah. And I couldn't turn my back because everyone was saying, you're going to make yourself unpopular, the audience won't vote for you. I can't make those decisions. Yeah. So
we'll talk about Perez in a little while. Yeah. But let's start with your experience first, because you're a fan of the show. You watch it all the time.
Massive
You come on a bit on the side. You have your rants about housemates.
Yes.
So how did it compare, being a viewer to being a housemate?
Well, as I said to the wonderful bit on the side viewers, audience, I should never have crossed over. I made a terrible, terrible, terrible
mistake. Is it
mistake.
like when they say never meet your idols because they might disappoint?
It was a disaster.
How have you found it?
Horrendous. I mean, truly. I mean, Big Brother and I had a wonderful moment earlier on this evening when he said, what will you miss? And the Big Brother, I sat there for 5 minutes in total silence. Because the thing is, the people that I like, I will see them somewhere else. Yeah. They'll come around to my house, I'll cook for them, we'll go to a restaurant. We don't have to have all that other nonsense.
You don't seem fazed by much. You've met one of your idols, they disappointed you. You came out to Booze.
Who disappointed me?
Your idol, Big Brother.
No, I'm more in love with Big Brother than I ever was.
Oh, really?
The crush is even worse.
Why?
Devilish and evil and brilliantly clever and way beyond any of us just human beings.
Did nominations faze you?
No, loved them.
Even face to face?
Loved them.
And it didn't bother you to hear?
No, because I knew everybody was just trying to get me out, because I know everyone liked me, apart from Katie Hopkins, who even in the end liked me.
And she didn't nominate you?
No, I know, but that's her being quite clever.
Oh, so you think that's part of a game? And what did you think of the 4 that did nominate you? Did
I loved them.
I
took them into the bathroom where no one could see, and I silently kissed them, each, individually.
Did you?
Yes. And they came to me within seconds and went, OK, and I went, OK.
As a fan, you picked a pretty explosive year to go into the house. It has literally, everybody's watching it, everyone's talking about it, it's been massive. The arguments have been daily, and you always seem to get in the middle of them. Have a look at this.
Was it an accident? It's amazing how quickly we've all got into our roles as family.
Don't cry.
I know she's trying to keep the peace, but there's too much turmoil in this house.
He's wearing me down, mate.
Get to bed.
Don't get me
Leave him, he's woken up feeling really bad.
Good. My exact words were a faux lesbian play.
That was disgusting. You were wrong. Simple as that. Just because Katie Hopkins believes it doesn't make it the truth. Man's handshake.
I'm sorry for the way I responded to the hate I was getting.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, no, hang on a minute. Don't bloody move the goalposts. He's just said, I'm sorry, I behaved in an immature way. I'm a very smart woman. Don't tell me I'm delusional. Just because I balled the pasta doesn't mean I'm the mama. It's ridiculous.
You did seem to get involved, and you did seem, I thought, to be trying to keep the peace most of the time. Did you see that as your role?
Well, I didn't want a role. I wanted to go in and have a laugh. I kept getting shoved into a role by accident. Because the thing was, everyone said to me, keep quiet, don't da-da-da. You know, all those that loved me said, if you feel something passionately, for God's sake, don't say it. But you can't. When you're in there, you might be able to try for a day, but then after that, you're just going to do what feels right. And I, you know, I may have been wrong, but at the time, it all felt right.
I suppose one friendship that you kind of paid a price for, ultimately as well, is Perez.
What could you mean?
Why couldn't the others see what you saw? I mean, you told us at the beginning of the interview how lovely you thought he was and why you gelled with him. But why?
Well, no, lots of people did.
But
Katie Price, Keith.
Yeah, there were a few, but a good half of the house, he got under their skin, didn't he?
I think people lost the courage to be his friend.
Did you feel...
They always say to me every day, you see, it's association. People wouldn't even sit next to him on the chair in case it's association because they knew the audience hated him. It's just, I just couldn't do that. It's like I said, even if I hadn't liked him, I would have aligned myself to him because I'm not going to see anyone isolated.
So he wasn't segregated from everybody
exactly,
else?
Exactly, because that was the plan.
Did you think
Katie Hopkins says, everyone in this house must isolate him.
Did that push you even more? Even if you didn't want to be friends with him ultimately,
yes,
would you have always stayed friends with him?
I hate people being bullied, so...
How do you think he's going to get on without you now? Because you were his best friend in the house. He could always rely on you. You never...
But I always told him the truth. The problem was, everyone thought I would take him to one side and say, oh, that was brilliant, you did that. I didn't. I always said you were wrong, you shouldn't have done that, you let yourself down, you gave them the key, you let them use you as the villain, don't do that, be the person that I know. But he can't do that. If he feels backed into a corner, he goes nuts.
So he gets defensive and
really
will go
defensive,
for them.
Yeah. Could I have some water, because I literally can't speak.
Yeah, we'll get you some.
Excited.
We'll get you some. We've only got a few minutes left. So we've got to talk about Katie Hopkins.
Again?
You said that you didn't have high opinions of her before you went into the house. What did you think of her before you met her?
Well, I just thought she was a silly cow. I thought she was somebody that just would say the most contentious thing to get the crowd baying, to make people feel victimised, and that's exactly what she does in there. Thanks, Johnny.
Did she redeem herself for you in any way?
She would always. This morning, there was a horrible row this morning, which you'll all see tomorrow, folks. Tune in for that. And I went up to the diary room just to escape the row, and I said, you know, it's such a shame because, again, the last 2 days I've been trying, really trying. I've been smiling at her in a halfway. It's been killing me. My kidneys literally are aching. And then she does it again. Blows it up, gets everyone whipped round, getting angry. She's a vixen. We need to get Perez out so they can see what she does.
There is one person, though, that she would never go there. Well, I mean, there's a few people that she'll never go there with. You never see her go there with Michelle, but she would never go there with you. It was like there was a mutual understanding, and you said that in your nominations.
Well, I don't know if
we agree that we don't agree, so let's just be civil.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you saw the fight when she challenged me, and I said, OK, let's have it out. And I threw back at her, and I was like, great. But what she did was she kept distracting with Perez, because Perez stuck something up his nose or something, I don't know. And she kept going over to him, and I kept saying, get out of the room to Perez, because she was doing it because she was scared. She did not like me looking at her straight in the face and saying, I don't believe you, honey.
Were you surprised that she was as popular as she was from the moment she walked in the house? With the reputation
because
she
did
had?
a campaign. She did a campaign and she worked it. She's practically massaging those boys' feet. She's sewing for them. She is, and she admitted in one of the tasks that she doesn't know if she's going to be friends with anyone when she leaves there.
Yeah, we've seen her say that.
So she has. I don't know what you've seen, but in the house, it's like I sit back and I go, this is fascinating.
For the first 2 days as well, she was on a task and she had to be nice to people.
It was pretty horrible. Because I knew it wasn't true. And it's a very interesting point that Patsy said to me, and I was amazed, I hadn't thought of it. She said, one of the reasons why people are a bit scared of her is because she's got a column in The Sun. I thought, bloody hell, I never even thought of that.
It's kind of nice, though, that you're not thinking like that.
Well,
because
just
you're not thinking in that way.
Well, no.
Very quickly,
Yes,
because we're out of time, who would you like to win?
Keith.
Unfaithful. Nadia, thank you so much.
Well, I'd like to say thanks for having me, but Emma, it was hell.